coverage tonight of drinking water tainted by lead in a northeastern Ohio community. Schools in Sebring are scheduled to reopen tomorrow after 2 of 123 water samples from the schools tested above the federal limits for lead and copper. The news comes just one day after people who live in Sebring confronted the village council last night about when they knew about the problem.
I was never notified of this problem. Trust me, I'm a water plant operator, so I know what these letters look like, and I know how to interpret them. I got the letters from WKBN today. That's the first time I've seen these letters.
Now, those at the meeting were critical of the delayed response time from Sebring village officials. Elevated lead levels were noted by the EPA in November, but customers only learned about the issues on Thursday. 5 children have already tested positive for elevated levels of lead.
My son is a 7.1. Where else am I supposed
that doesn't
to
mean
I only live in Sebring.
It doesn't mean
He's 2. He doesn't mean he doesn't go anywhere else.
it doesn't mean they come from the water, ma'am.
Ohio's environmental director has called for a criminal investigation, saying the local water plant operator failed to warn the public about the high lead tests and then falsified reports. The manager is denying the allegations.
Well, the investigation into a possible cover-up of lead in Sebring's water, it is growing larger. Tonight, NBC4 does confirm the U.S. Justice Department is investigating whether the water treatment plant falsified reports to hide the lead problems there. NBC4's lead investigative reporter Dwayne Pullman here with the latest. Dwayne?
Mike, I first reported yesterday that the Ohio EPA suspects documents from Sebring were falsified. Today, I spoke one-on-one with the director who confirms. He asked the U.S. Justice Department to investigate whether someone in Sebring committed a criminal act.
A concern so significant that we have initiated an internal investigation, and we have asked the Department of Justice to also take an action and start an investigation, and they have done so.
And that investigation is looking specifically with DOJ on whether the paperwork was falsified?
That is correct.
Ohio EPA Director Craig Butler confirms he asked for a federal investigation to look into whether lead in Sebring's water was hidden from water reports from Sebring to his agency. Still, even after lead levels were first reported above federal limits in August, EPA managers did not force the village to notify homeowners or customers within the guidelines of the law.
I have a piece of disappointment there that this one fell through the cracks.
Butler, who intervened last week, issuing violations against Sebring, is now leading an internal investigation of his own agency.
Does that include possible personnel action as a result of how it was handled at the regional level?
It does.
So there are huge questions about what really happened in Sebring. So far, 10 tests in homes and schools reveal lead levels above the federal action level. That's 15 parts per billion. The highest test came back at more than double that acceptable amount.